Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Laws of Life webcast network. My name is Blanca. I'm the founder of the platform, and today's show we have Bamal Shah. He is the host of the Laws of Business Breakthroughs, and the Laws of Life is all about bringing you community, education, and interactive talk shows where you can ask questions and get answers in real time from Bamal. And if you ask a great question, you can win a copy of Bamal's book. So ask questions, get involved in the chat. Let's have a great conversation and let's bring Bamal onto the stage. How are you today, Bamal?
Awesome. Thank you. Fired up.
That's wonderful. I love when people are fired up. So what is our law today? When you say the law of forecasting, what do you mean exactly?
So putting out fires. We probably hear that I'm putting out fires. I'm putting out fires every day. I'm dealing with urgent situations. Every single day entrepreneurs have that. I'm so busy, taking care of things in the now that I don't have time for anything else. So forecasting is the one thing that is absolutely essential that helps put out fires, avoid putting out fires. It basically prevents you from getting into the situation of putting out fires. So that's the one tool, that's the one thing that is absolutely essential. And you should have a forecast, just like you have a weather forecast. That gives you a 2-week forecast, right? When we have a 10-day forecast, this is our weather. There's systems that is built to predict the weather. And when we have weather forecasting, if there's some things that are happening, hurricanes or tornadoes, we can be prepared for something that is bound to happen and we can save ourselves. Similarly, in your business, you need to have a forecast. You need to have a 2-week, at least at a minimum, at an absolute minimum, you should have a 2-week forecast. I mean, if the listeners want to scan the QR code, I have the biweekly forecaster as a tool that can help them, forecast for the next 2 weeks as to what their next 2 weeks look like in the business and what they need to make it look like. Not necessarily, what it looks like, but what do you want to look like in the next 2 weeks, and make it
So
happen.
tell us an example of an interesting forecast that you've done for a client of yours.
So absolutely. So this is an events company, where we were doing, and that was the one thing that practically eliminated 80% of the fires that they put out, because the 2-week forecast for events, or things that they do, or sales that they have to do, or follow-ups that they have to do, or contracts they have to do, money that they have to secure, is put out on a schedule and looking out 2 weeks ahead of time. Another company was a construction company. When you have projects, when you have things that you have to put on a schedule, construction companies, project managers, they practically live and breathe a biweekly forecaster. A 2-week forecast. They can't do their job without a forecast, knowing what's coming up ahead and planning proactive. And that is, you look at, okay, these are the projects, these are the schedules, these are the people I need to get. These guys, they show up late many of the time. I have to secure backup. I have to find subs. All of those things in
That's
forecast.
good feedback. So, in other words, forecasting is also putting into place Plan B strategies.
Absolutely, no question about it. It could be Plan B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. It doesn't matter. You can have as many backups as you want, but you should have at least a Plan D, because
That's a good point, because so many entrepreneurs always assume that they're always going to feel good every single day and that they don't need a team around them and that they can do everything. But candidly, it's good to cross train on your expertise and have team members to back you up. And I mean, even with events, there are vendors that sometimes don't show up. You want to have a plan B. Always, like you said, it's so, so important.
Right. And people think that, the whole saying that hope for the best and plan for the worst, there is a fallacy in it, because you only look for two things. I would say hope for the best, but plan for all the possibilities. It's not, because if you hope for the best and plan for the worst, you're only planning for two things. There's
Now,
right?
you said in your notes, you said that the calendar is one of the best ways for the forecast. So, in other words, we should be mapping out every event and every usage of time over the 2 week period to be optimally efficient.
Absolutely. We have technology on our hands, in our palm of our hands, which has the ability to give us reminders, notifications, sounds, and you can have your favorite sound playing when something has to do. So when you have an appointment, you can have one kind of sound. And when you have tasks where you don't have an appointment, but it's just you working on certain things, you working on a project, you working on an outcome, you can have a different notification sound, or you may have a personal thing that you may have to do. You could have a different notification. So okay, this is a personal thing I have to do. This is a work-related thing that I have to do. This is an appointment that I have to do. You can have all kinds of things, that's possible with the calendar. And calendar
That's genius.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So calendar.
wait, hold, before you go to the next point, I like this concept of the sounds. So when you remind yourself something on the calendar, do you use Siri and talk to your phone and say, Siri, remind me to do this? Do you tell your
Sometimes
assistant or what?
I have both. So I have an assistant who makes appointments on my calendar. Okay. That's her job. And then I also make appointments on myself. I sometimes, type it in. It's quicker for me to type. Sometimes I'm talking because of my accent. Sometimes Siri doesn't recognize my accent, even when I pick Indian accents. So I have more time correcting myself. But anyway, there you go. That's Siri speaking.
that was good timing. That was intentional. Oh my God, that's so funny. I love it. You always have so many innovative ideas. So by assigning different sounds to different categories of tasks, that helps you in terms of prioritizing them and then maybe giving yourself a break if you can't do the task at that point in time.
Absolutely. And not only that, when you start being proactive, you stop being reactive. Many a times we have seen that people, are in a reactive state, and you can't run your business being in a reactive state throughout your life, and you won't grow because all you're doing is responding to everyone else's agenda, not your own. So
Exactly.
right. So
What's your opinion on time management? What's your opinion on barters as a form of business development? Are you for or against them?
So there is the first question on time management. Okay, so managing time. If you look at the definition of the word manage, change control or direction of. So if I put that in a sentence, can you change control? Okay, can you control or change direction of time? Can you control or change direction of time? The answer is no. We can't do that. So the only thing we can really do in terms of time management is priority management and understanding your priorities. That's why the forecasting is so helpful, because it helps you lay down your priorities ahead of time. So you're not, looking, okay, what's my priority for the day? You already have that coming. And then in between, if something comes up, you can always adjust your 2 week forecaster and say, well, something has changed, something has happened, so this becomes my priority today. So that's priority management. And in terms of bartering, the challenge that happens is value. Okay. So the way that it would make sense for anyone to do barter is there's an equal exchange of value, and in value in terms of, okay, this is your cost of doing something. Okay. And this is their price of providing a service. Now, they may not see what you offer as a value at the same price versus what you have to offer. So it's essential to come at agreement in terms of value and have, okay, well, I have customers, I have 1,100 customers paying me this price, so my value is justified. It is there. Similarly, on the other side, they may say, okay, so then you have an equal exchange of value for services.
Interesting. That's good. That's good feedback. Very good feedback. I always learn so much from you, and I love starting my Mondays out with Bamal because it gets me inspired. I use the new tool every single week. Now, do you sleep? Because every week you have a new tool to share with us. Where do they come from?
I just love to create tools, So yes, everybody has to sleep. I do sleep too, but I love to create. I love to create resources. Last or the weekend, I created one. It's the plate offloader, which means if somebody says, my plate is full, I have too much on my plate. You always have two empty plates. The
Yeah.
one he or she will do it plate, and the second is I will manage it plate. So you can transfer things on from your plate to those two plates, and reduce things that you're doing with your time.
And where is the best place, Bamal, to learn about you and all the different tools and services you offer?
So the best thing is, scan the QR code. You get links, and I update that on a regular basis with different resources, tools, links, channels, things like that, events. And also you feel that also has a link to my calendar to schedule a call, talk to me, pop a question, and also resources that can help them grow the business. So lots of resources there with the link, and the QR code. And
I
thanks
have
to
an
you,
idea,
you helped me.
Bamal. I have an idea. What do you know what tool you're talking about next week yet, by any chance? Or is it too early?
Well, no, we can talk about it. I mean, I'm just thinking about, one that I developed today is I have too much on my plate. So how to offload your plate?
All right, so I have an idea. Why don't we have we can accept up to 6 people in the workshop live stream. So I'm gonna do a shout out. 6 people I want to be in the show with us, and let's do like a group workshop inside Bamal's show. Bring your questions, talk about how you're overloaded, and let's compare notes with each other. What do you think of that idea? Have a little group next
Absolutely.
week.
Would love to do that. I can, we can
Okay.
even send them the tool beforehand if they register, if those 6 people. And I can email you that tool, and then you can send it to them. Hey, have this ready when you're joining the workshop, and we'll go through this in the workshop.
I love it. So the first 6 people to email me at blanca@lawsoflife.shop can be eligible to be in our round table Laws of Business Breakthroughs next Monday at 10:30 to 10:45. So join us. Let's have some fun. Let's interact. Because I realized this morning I love working with people. People is what inspires me. Could I work by myself every day? Yes. But like when I connect with you, Bamal, it just inspires me to have a better day. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you, Blanca. Thank you very much. You too. You inspire me to have a great day as well.
Amazing. All right. Well, everybody, I'll post it on my social media, and join us on Monday at 10:30, a week from today, for a Laws of Business Breakthrough Roundtable. Thanks for watching, and please show some Bamal love by loving, commenting, and sharing this webcast. We'll see you next week, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.